everyone, and welcome to our first People Not Politicians campaign update week, whatever, of quarantine. We have some big news. Yesterday, as you may have seen in the news, the Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled in our favor and upheld our policy, our everything to do with it, which is extraordinarily exciting. They said the gist is fine. I mean, as you remember, we had to rewrite the gist from our first time that we filed it. So they said the gist is fine. The First Amendment challenge was unsubstantiated. The prison gerrymandering thing they said was also didn't have any merit. So this is really great news for us. This essentially clears the way for us to proceed. Except for one thing, and that's that we're in the middle of a pandemic, and the Oklahoma Secretary of State's office has put a hold on signature collection across the state, somewhat indefinitely. His order says signature collection is on hold until the governor's declaration of a state of emergency is ended. Now, as we know, like, the governor's starting to reopen the state in many ways. We're on phase 2, I think, now. I forget how many phases there are of reopening. However, the actual state of emergency declaration might well continue into the future. Often governors will declare a state of emergency, like after a natural disaster, a storm, tornado, those kinds of things, in order to receive federal funding assistance. And so I don't know what the calculus is on the governor's end for that, but we might be stuck in a holding pattern yet again on this. Now, there's some things we could do, and, trust me, like, we are leaving no stone unturned, considering all of our options here for what the best course of action is. They are doing signature collection in another number of states, and they're doing it in a safe way, right? Like, I've been kind of asking around and reading reports where they've, using PPE and single-use pens and that kind of thing. And they seem to be pretty successful. I think they're going to be doing that in some of our neighboring states here even soon. So we know that signature collection can be done safely in the midst of a pandemic. Whether or not the Secretary of State will allow us to do it is another story. Now, as we've seen just this week as well, for another ballot campaign, State Question 805, which is about criminal justice reform, they had to get the Supreme Court to basically file an order against the Secretary of State to require them to open up and accept their signatures that they had already collected. And so if it took a Supreme Court order just to get them to receive some signatures and to start counting them, I would imagine it would be something similar for us to even start collecting. But who knows? Again, this has been one day. I decided to celebrate and kind of soak it in for a few hours. So the next thing that we need from all of you is support. Please widely share the news story. Tell people about this, right? Tell them that gerrymandering is still happening and there's still a way for us to stop it. And that the people of Oklahoma want to stop it, and that essentially all of the legal barriers are pretty much out of the way for now. And the next barrier, yet again, is the politicians. It does seem ironic that when we named the organization in this effort People Not Politicians, we did it because that's who should draw the lines, right? People, not politicians, should draw the district boundaries. Also, as it's played out time and time again, it is clearly people who want this and politicians who don't. So as you've heard me say before, the only people who benefit from the current system of redistricting that's done by the legislature are the people in power, are the politicians, the people who stand to benefit from the current system. Everybody else, all of us Oklahomans, regular folks, we're the ones who kind of get shafted by the current system, and we're the ones who want to end partisan gerrymandering in Oklahoma. Thank you for your support. If you'd like to join our fight, donate, please go to our website, peoplenotpoliticians.org. We got some big legal fees we got to pay, so any dollar you can throw our way would be greatly appreciated. I'm trying to work with some funders that would match money, that kind of thing. So whatever you can put up to help us out, $5, $10, $25, goes a long way. Thank you to everyone who's donated. Thanks to those of you who have done it on a recurring basis. I see the emails come through. I see the donations come through, and it means so much to me and to everyone else who's working on this. So the fight continues. Thanks for your help.